So this is the grid that I used. This grid is similar to what you would use if you're getting sister locks. I then went ahead and established my 2-strand twist. I braided at the root and then twisted down and left a little bit of the ends loose. I tried to squeeze in as many squares as I could with doing my own hair. And this is my final result. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm April, okay, and this is my first official, I think, YouTube video. I haven't made others, but this is like the first one introducing you to my channel, okay. So today, in this video, I wanted to share with you my microlock journey, my starter locks, should I say, okay. So I wanted to share my journey because while I was, thinking about getting them, I had done a lot of research and it took me a while to get here. There were a lot of videos that I watched, videos on top of videos, and I gleaned from so many other women that had sister locks and micro locks, and they were able to provide a lot of information. It was very informative. So I just thought to myself, once I do, make the jump and commit to, whether I was going to get sister locks or micro locks or whatever, I was going to also share my journey so that it may help somebody else, because I found it very helpful, very informative. It was almost like a certification class. I got so much information. So anyway, that is what this video is all about. So first thing I wanted to share, okay, why did I originally, want to get sister locks? So one day I was going to the hair store. I was actually going to get some braids done. And I came across a girl who worked there, and she, I guess she had some little, I guess they were braids, mini braids or whatever, but she told me that they were permanent, and I loved them. I was like, man, that's really nice. I'm interested in doing that to my hair. And she kind of told me what they were. And then I started, just going from then. This was like 2 years ago, and I just started doing my research. I started looking on YouTube, and then, I saw all the different options, and then I started also looking on Instagram. And once you look on Instagram for anything, they will keep giving you different videos, or different, pictures of just, I want to say recommend, but kind of offering you the same thing that you were looking for. So I was just able to see all these different styles and different things like that. And again, I'm the type of person where I would have all my hairstyles lined up for the next couple of months. So I wasn't ready to do it yet, but I definitely had my eye on it. Okay, so after that, I think I started delving into, it was I'm gonna get sister locks, right? And my cousin actually told me, she was like, before you get sister locks, you need to do your research. And I was like, I have been, looking around. I know what I want, blah, blah, blah. She was like, no, just make sure you get what you want. So, I started really paying attention to the different types of locks. And so what I noticed, that the sister locks, they were very beautiful. They were very intricately done, I want to say. They were smaller, and but I know you could do a lot to them. It almost looks like, loose hair, but I noticed that they were just straight down. And initially I thought that would be cool, but as I went on and I found out that if you do a twist, or a braid, you might, get a fuller look. And with my hair type, that's what I was looking for. Here's another thing I found out. If you were going to get sister locks had to be done by a sister lock consultant only. Okay, a certified sister lock consultant. And that's what I didn't know. You couldn't, if you went and found just, maybe a talented person who could braid or whatever, if you found somebody like that to interlock your hair, they would not be considered sister locks. And that blew me away. But, because I had never heard of it, but sister locks, and you guys, you could correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I welcome constructive criticism, but I know y'all be going in. I stay in the comments, so uh, you can offer whatever information with love, but I'll definitely whatever you want to offer if I get this stuff wrong. But I think Sister Locks is like trademarked and different things like that, so you have to be certified to do them in order for your client to have sister locks, or to say that you have sister locks. It has to be by a certified sister loctician. Okay, I think I got that right. Okay, and so that was interesting. And so at the time, I had the girl who braids my hair. Like, I have a braider, she's very talented. And so she and I had already been toying with the idea of me getting sister locks. And she said she was able to do it. But we were just kind of paying attention to the condition of my hair, and it was growing out. I wanted it to be a little bit longer because I had just came out of a haircut and some color, and right before that a relaxer, so I had like a relaxer, and then I grew my hair out, and then I was natural and I had color. And so I think what I was trying to do was get a little bit just get a little bit of length. It was just, my hair was short, it was shaved in some areas, so just get a little bit of length pretty much. So I actually had a date. I was saying that September 2021 was going to be my date to start my locks. So September came around, and my family and I we had COVID, so I couldn't get my locks during that time. And then so I was like, okay, right after that we'll get it. And so I don't know what happened between that time frame. Okay, so during that whole time, again, I had been looking for sister lock consultants in different areas, and they were an hour away and different things. It wasn't as easy to find a certified sister lock consultant like I thought it would be. Okay, so that was my first dilemma. I was like, man, okay, I live in Columbia, South Carolina, so I would have had to go to like Atlanta or Augusta, which Augusta isn't too far, and I would have went to Atlanta, stuff like that. And then maybe even Charlotte, but I didn't find anybody. But in Charlotte, there are people, I think, in Columbia, but availability, when can they get you in? And it just seemed like it was just a lot. So I started paying attention to so I saw some Microlocs. I thought, well, maybe I started seeing like Microlocs, and then I started seeing do it yourself, where girls were actually doing it themselves. And I'm like, man, okay, first of all, that's a lot of braids or twist or interlocking or whatever's going on. I'm sure it's very time consuming. Who's actually doing it themselves? And it was actually quite a few people. So I started watching their video, and so in their video, they was able to speak, to like the experiences they had with doing their own hair, the pros and the cons and the bumps in the road. And I just thought, I was like, okay, this is really helping me out. And this is where I learned, okay, Microlocs. So if it's not a sister lock consultant, they're pretty much Microlocs, okay? And with Microlocs, they could be interlocked. You could twist it with a 2-strand twist, or they can be braided, right? And so I was like, okay. And then braided the 2-strand twist, which is what I have now. What I did is I braided it at the root, and then I twisted it down. And with the 2-strand twist, you get a little bit more body. That's what I found. So the sister locks, once you do them, they'll pretty much be just like they'll just be straight all the time. You'll get more length with the sister locks, okay? With the 2-strand twist, they shrink up, all right? They shrink, and I think with the braids look almost just like sister locks, okay? So the interlocking I mean, braids and the interlocking look very similar. Okay, and so I fell in love with how the two strand twist looked on people. It gave them a little bit more body, which is what I needed, which is what I wanted with my hair type. Even though, I also considered, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I don't want this video to be too long, but I want to get it all out. But I also considered microlock extensions because I follow a girl on Instagram and her page is Bella Locks. I think it's Bella Locks or something like that. And she does, it seems like they seem like twist, like two strand twist, and I think she puts extensions in there, but they're permanent. They're very pretty. And so it's like they're not starting like short. They're already starting with some length and with some body. And if you have any problem areas, it appears that would cover that. So I thought that was a good idea, and they're super pretty. So I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll just get those. But again, it just didn't seem like I was really finding somebody to do it. I hadn't talked to my braider. Yeah, so again, it was, I was trying to find, I had reached out to a couple of stylists to see if they could do microlocks with extensions, and I just wasn't getting the answer that I wanted. And one girl told me straight up, like, I don't do that. So it was like, oh, okay. And I hadn't talked to my braider. She, had moved and stuff, and we hadn't talked. And I think I felt like I was being tugged in the direction to do my own hair. So, and I think I was getting tugged in this direction for a few reasons. One, I didn't want I knew I was going to be getting a lot of little whatevers, whether it was braids, interlock, twist, or whatever. And I figured that it would be some tension on my head. I didn't want it to be too tight. I didn't want it to be too tight. I was worried about that. Also, some of the girls was talking about dry scalp and flaking. And so after, after your install, some girls were talking about flaking. And then after about 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, you retie and different things like that. So, I was really being pulled, it seemed like, to do them myself. Now, one of the reasons I didn't want to do that is because I knew it was time consuming and that it would require some man hours. So I was like, okay, although, I have a clue when it comes to hair. I have a clue, and I know how to do my hair, but I would rather pay somebody to do it because it's time consuming. I just want to get my hair done and go on about my business. But so I had that going on. And then too, I was like, I'm not sure. I want it to be really neat. I want to have a strong foundation. And it's been forever since I've done my own hair and braids or whatever, So, and I just, I was concerned with how it would turn out. Okay, so let me go back to, because I know I'm jumping back. So the braid extension. So I had gotten really hung on getting, doing my install with extensions, okay, originally. But I had been watching the girls who had did their own hair with extensions, and it seems like they ended up taking them out. I didn't find any girls who actually did it themselves with extensions and that they had them for the long run. It seems like they had them and they took them out. So that was a little bit discouraging. And I'm thinking, man, if I do all of that work with extensions and they don't turn out good, or I cannot maintain it, I'm gonna be upset. So it really didn't make any sense to put extensions in, permanent extensions, if I was gonna do it and it wasn't 100%. I found the hair, Afro, I think it was like Afro kinky hair for locks or something like that. You can find it on Amazon, and another site called, I think, I can't think of it right now. If I, I was gonna say maybe I'll put the link in the bio if I figure out what it was called. But pretty much any human Afro 4C kinky hair, like you get, that's what it seems like that's what they were using to do the extension. However, I guess there are other options. People have been wearing micro braids for years with human hair. So those are my thoughts. But again, I'm not a Microloc, sister lock expert yet. So I don't know. This is what they say use. So I just, I had, kind of been stalking a few beauty supply stores, which nobody had. Okay, that was another thing. So when I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna put some extensions. Maybe it'll give me a little bit of length, more body, and I won't have to start from scratch. Right now, this is my hair, which I love, and I'm glad I just did it like this. But originally, I thought, okay, well, I'll do me some permanent, extensions. We'll start like that, but nobody had the hair locally, and I wanted to see the hair. I did look on Amazon, and Amazon was selling the hair too, but I wanted to be able to feel the hair, see it, see what I was getting and different things like that. So I didn't drag my foot, but I didn't order the hair at first. And then, so I found a hair supply store who had the Microloc extension hair, okay? They told me they had it. I went there one day. It was like, oh, we don't have it. We didn't lay it out yet. Come back. So, fine. I went back the next day, and they said, it was like, oh, it's still in boxes. We didn't, have it yet. Call us tomorrow. So I called the next day, and I was like, hey, I was calling to see, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, yeah, we laid it out. Come get it. So, right? So come get it, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I'll go, back across town and get that hair. Okay, so later on that evening, I watched about 2 or 3 more videos, and I came to the conclusion. I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do my own hair. I'm not going to add any extension or anything. Just carpe diem, just seize the day. Don't be afraid. Just see how it turns out. And I didn't even go get the hair. I didn't go get the hair from there. All right, so I ended up doing my own hair. Okay, so I think that was it. I know I jumped around a lot, but pretty much 2 Microloc 2-strand twists, right? I did that because, it would give me more body. Although they shrink, it seems like it grows out. This is what they're saying. Okay. If you want to keep your length and you just want them uniformed, or you want uniformity, apparently you get the sister locks with the consultant, or you get the interlocking method. Okay. Anybody who, I guess anybody could do it, I guess. Okay. And braids is also an option if you want to just have them braided, so, I think that was pretty much, that was pretty much it. So, I had been, overall, this happened over about a 2-year span from the first time I saw, the girl in the hair store who had them till I finally got them. Again, like I just was not ready to commit to starter locks. I wanted them. I fell in love with them, but I was thinking like, man, there's so many other hairstyles I want. I don't want to do it yet. And then, but man, was I crushing. I saw so many beautiful styles, and like Instagram just kind of kept feeding me examples of, hairstyles. So many females with microlocs extensions, sister locks, just a plethora of different styles. So I was super excited. And then when it was all said and done, I learned about the sizes. I learned about the tools. So, oh gosh, on my next video, I will share what tools I used and where. I ordered some tools off of Amazon. I also um, got this little tool from Walmart because although I braided from the root, I also interlocked some of my braids because they weren't close enough to my root. And so we'll talk about that. Okay. So I used interlocking my roots, the what do you call it? The 3-point rotation or 4-point rotation or 2-point rotation, something. I'm still figuring it out. But anyway, I interlocked my root and rotated. Okay. Oh my goodness. So, but yeah. So I had to do that. So, because again, like some of my roots, once I kind of put the braid, they were so small that I couldn't get it directly on my head. So I ended up having to do that. What else did I wanted to say? I was glad that I did my own hair. Know the condition of your hair, okay? One thing about when somebody else does your hair, they are maintaining your hair. Okay. So when I did my own hair, I was able to see like right before, or while I was putting in my twist, I noticed like right before I did it, I washed my hair and my hair started shedding. Now my hair is very healthy. It's not very like my hair is very healthy and it's full. It's full and it's healthy. Now my hair is not very thick. I don't have dense hair at all. It's light. It's fluffy when I blow it out. Even when I get like a silk wrap or whatever, it is not the thickest hair. It's not. And if it's not healthy, it'll look thin. But right now, and it has been for a while, it's very healthy and it's full. I think what I did was I believe I gave myself like a keratin treatment or something, which is something that I never do, but I did it twice. I did it like a couple weeks ago, and then I did it right before I got my Microlocs, and I had a handful of hair that ended up shedding. And so, I've worn short hair majority. It didn't really doesn't bother me to cut my hair and start over, but for now, when I was getting my sister locks, I'm like, hey, I need hair. This is not the time to be shedding. So, I mean, it was really nothing I can do. I just hurried up and just installed, but I don't know why that was happening because like I said, generally, lately for the past years, my hair has been very healthy. It just well maintained, kept up because I had both a stylist and a braider. So, and, I take, it's not a supplement, but it's kind of like a supplement, but it's Juice Plus. It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So I've been taking those. And so, I mean, my hair has just been super, super healthy, super full, super healthy. So, I mean, that came out of nowhere. But anyway, so I think that's pretty much it. So no, I ended up not doing the extensions. I ended up just using my own length and my own hair, and I'm happy with the results. I was thinking that a lot of people talked about like, oh, your hair is going to go through the ugly stage and different things like that. And I think, so today let's see. Today I would have had my hair done 7 days. Yesterday would have made the 7 day. So when I completed my hair, when I installed on November 23rd, I wanted to do my video the next day and post it. But Thanksgiving was like right then. We ended up going out of town and then, coming back. We had a long trip just trying to get back reintegrated, get the kids to school. So today is, I believe, Wednesday, the 1st or something like that. And so now I'm doing my video. So my hair is already like a week old. And that's some of it because really when I started, I finished on the 23rd, but I actually started what ended up happening was I started the back of my hair about a week prior to me doing the rest of the hair. So I started the back of my hair first, and I did the rest of my hair over a 4 to 5, maybe 7 day span. It took me, and I was just doing that between, doing everything else I had to do. I was just doing my hair in between that. So I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to share. I wanted to just share, like, the stuff I had gone through again, and I hope it helps. So I just, oh, and I have about 247. I think I have 247 starter or Microlocs. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little bit disappointed because I was going for like 300. I thought, like, man, I'm going to have at least 350, right? And I did them as small as I could, but I know, like, in the crown of I gave myself some grace right here in the crown because, again, I was watching another video and a lady was saying, listen, make sure when your locks are too small, when they grow out, they can support themselves, and you don't want to pop them off and alopecia and all that other kind of stuff. I definitely didn't want that. That's like definitely something I don't want. And so I was mindful, because when I started them on the side, I started them very small. And then, they're small in the back and they're small here. But here, where there was a lot of shedding, they're still small, but they're not finite. They're not as small as it was, and I'm fine with that. I'm actually very much okay with that because, I am concerned about the health of my hair. And so I don't want to, put any unnecessary tension. And so I just did them a little bit bigger. But I also left, I think maybe as time go, I left some grace around my edges, and maybe as some time go, I may be able to add about 12 to 15 more around my edges, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's all I have. Thank you for stopping by. I think I'll be sharing more. Of course, I'm going to continue to vlog my journey. I'll come back in about 30 days and update you on my 1 month journey, and then, so on and so forth. And that's it. Maybe I'll give you a little lifestyle and whatever else is going on, I'll share, okay? If you like this video, of course, like it. And then, subscribe. And I hope to see you soon. Let's keep in touch.